There is a coin that almost seems ordinary at first glance. A small disc of metal, its surface mottled by time, edges slightly worn, but still retaining a glint of its former polish. On one side, flowing lines of classical Arabic script trace concentric circles. Words that speak of place and value, Al-Kuwait, 100 fils. On the other side, a dhow sails. Its sails taut in wind that you can imagine, its prow cutting steadily through imaginary waves. Beneath that boat, 2 dates, one in the Islamic calendar, one in the Gregorian, mark the moment of its birth. Long ago, in a mint room where machines hissed and presses fell with rhythm, this coin was born. Struck in cupronickel, a common alloy perhaps, a blend of copper and nickel that yields a kind of grayish gleam. The coin weighs around 6.5 grams, a diameter of about 26 millimeters. Its thickness just enough to feel solid between fingers. Around its edge, reading, the fine ridges that catch the light, that reveal when someone has tried to file, polish, or alter what nature and mint did. You hold it now, flipping first to the side where the dhow rests. Imagine that vessel, shaped by generations of shipwrights in old harbors, sails trimmed, prow forward. It represents trade, voyages across shimmering sea, salt air, shouted commands, nets, and sails. The dhow is not just art. It is a symbol of travel, of commerce, of culture between shores. It anchors the coin in identity. This image tells you, this coin is more than metal. Turn it over, and you see its other face. A circle enclosing the value, 100 in stylized Arabic numerals, the word fils below. Above the circle, Al-Kuwait, written in elegant Arabic script. Beneath, Kuwait, in Latin letters. The contrast of scripts, one ancient in its curves and dots, another more recent, linear, yet echoing the global connections of a country. Flanking these scripts, the smooth field of the coin shows tiny signs. Microscratches, patina, faint shadows where the metal has softened from handling. Note the dates. One in Hijri, the Islamic calendar, one in Gregorian. They stand side by side, 2 ways of marking time and history. They show that this coin was made in an era when tradition and the modern world meet. A bridge between centuries, between calendars. The mint moment, press, die, metal, force. A flash of heat, the hiss of cooling. The coin released into circulation, into pockets, into hands, into markets. Now consider the journey this coin has seen. Passed from person to person, sometimes in the bustle of a public market, sometimes in silence in a purse. It may have lain in a drawer, forgotten, or perhaps cherished. Maybe it was dropped once, the fall sending a soft clink, bouncing off stone. The rim would absorb impact. The details near the edge might have softened. Yet, even after all that, much of the design stands firm. The dhow still clear, the letters still crisp enough to trace with a fingertip. Imagine holding it under a lamp. The metal catches light at some angles with a dull sheen, at others with sharp glints. The high points, the dhow's mast, the tops of letters, the circle's rim are brighter. The recessed areas, background fields under the dhow's hull, behind the script, shaded, cooler in tone. The contrast between raised relief and fields gives depth. It reminds you of carving, of relief sculpture, of the way light and shadow define form. Think of the minting process. A blank planchet heated, the dies, one with the boat, one with the script, pressed with exacting force. The metal flows into recesses. The ridges at the edge are cut or formed to deter clipping or shaving. Each coin a product of precision, collaboration between art and engineering. The design chosen to reflect identity. The dhow for maritime tradition, the dual dates to respect both Islamic heritage and global timekeeping, the bilingual text to signal both local and international relevance. Over time, coins like this become part of everyday life. Used to buy bread, pay for transportation, receive change. Little abrasions, little dings accumulate. The coin's surface becomes a map of its life. Worn smooth in some spots, sharper in others. The color shifts slightly. Metal alloys react to sweat, to moisture, to air. Perhaps the edges get smoother where pockets rub. Yet, such wear also tells a story. That this coin circulated, mattered. Collectors look for certain qualities. The sharpness of the relief, how crisp the lettering remains, the clarity of the dow's sail and rigging, whether the edge reading is intact, uniform, whether there are any blemishes, scratches, nicks, discoloration. A coin kept in mint condition is rare. One that has been handled is common, but if it still bears strong detail, it's valuable for showing history. Now imagine one particular specimen of this type, from the year 1997 in the Gregorian calendar, and its corresponding Hijri date. Perhaps it was struck in a small batch or maintained in unusually good condition. Preserved away from heavy circulation, stored in a collection, kept out of harsh light, moisture, contact. Its surfaces retain sharp edges. Its fields are largely even, with only gentle wear at highest relief. The letters' curves are precise. The dow's sail still has crisp texture. The patina gentle, even without corrosion, without pitting. Picture a collector discovering this specific coin, browsing through boxes or in an exhibition or in a private auction. They pick it up with white gloves, held to light. The luster reveals soft lines, mirrored surfaces in the recessed fields. A mint mark or variation in dye might distinguish it from others. There might